and welcome to Behind the Ballet. I'm Elizabeth Kaye, and the program I have the pleasure of telling you about, Twyla at 60, a THARP celebration, strikes me as the dance equivalent of a luscious meal with 2 enticing appetizers and an incredibly delicious main course. All 3 works were created by the visionary Twyla THARP, a choreographer possessed of supreme inventiveness and the boldness and daring to look beyond what dance is in order to show us what it can be. Sex Tet, which THARP created in 1992, is a pure dance piece for 3 couples. Like all THARP's works, it requires performers whose technique is so strong and so ingrained that they can move with the unfettered abandon available only to the most exceptional dancers. The flamboyance of the choreography, with its breakneck speed, precise steps, and whiplash partnering, results in a work guaranteed to leave you nearly as breathless as the dancers. Twyla THARP's love and understanding of music runs exceptionally deep and wide. She's created dances to Brahms and Bob Dylan, Beethoven and Billy Joel, the Beach Boys and Bach. When she made a ballet for 36 ABT dancers to Bach's Partita No. 2 in D minor for solo violin, she gifted them with the opportunity to move to music that reverberates with spiritual and emotional force and demonstrates the richness of Bach's musical imagination. THARP made this piece for ABT in 1993, specifically because the company was filled with so many stunning dancers. And today, 26 years later, that same exceptional level of talent is flourishing at ABT. In Bach Partita, each of the dancers, whether they be ranked as corps de ballet, soloists, or principals, must display the technical facility and profound artistry that Bach exhibited when composing this magnificent music, which the violinist Joshua Bell described as not just one of the greatest pieces of music ever written, but one of the greatest achievements of any man in history. The Twyla THARP was initially known as a contemporary choreographer. She was also fiercely dedicated to breaking through the implacable wall that traditionally separated classical and modern dance. This wall was so high and so thick that, for example, the modern choreographer Martha Graham refused to allow her dancers to take a ballet class. But THARP had no use for walls, and she signaled the direction of her own work and by extension the trajectory of American dance when she asserted many years ago, "I'm beginning to think that walls are very unhealthy things." In 1976, THARP came to ABT for the first time to create a work on the company's dancers. She titled it "Push Comes to Shove," and as she rehearsed it, she had dancers moving in ways they had never envisioned, ways so different from classical ballet that some dancers asked to be exempted from dancing it, while those who took it on were exclaiming, "She wants us to do what?" The leading role in Push Comes to Shove was created for Mikhail Baryshnikov, who had joined ABT 2 years earlier. It was a daunting venture, even for him, who was never afraid to attempt something new and difficult, because he knew he would likely succeed in any dance form he tried. But Push was different, and looking back on the experience, he said, "In classical ballet, I more or less know what is possible, but in this case, I had no idea what I could or couldn't do." THARP believed he could do anything and said of him, if he couldn't do a movement, it meant it couldn't be done by anyone, anywhere in the world. In fact, Baryshnikov's unmatched virtuosity, wry humor, and impishness made him ideal for a work that had him executing nearly impossible moves while poking fun at his ballet hero image. Yet presenting such an iconoclastic ballet was a definite risk, and when the curtain went up on opening night, the audience was shocked to see Baryshnikov clad in orange practice clothes, sporting a derby hat and being comical. But Push proved to be an irresistible delight, and by the time the curtain came down, it had caused a sensation, and the traditional wall between classical and contemporary dance had not only been breached, but smashed. ABT's longtime director, Lucia Chase, was thrilled by the performance, which she said convinced her, and I quote, that my 36 years with the company have been well worthwhile. Through the years, every dancer who has taken on the challenge of Baryshnikov's role must perform those exacting Baryshnikov moves while inhabiting the enchanting persona he presented and making the role their own. Fortunately, every dancer you'll see on ABT's stage possesses that rare and special mixture of qualities that make dancers great. Technical skills matched by artistry and commitment to the endless work that stellar dancing entails. It's these qualities that allow them to shine in the rigorous, exquisitely crafted ballets that Twyla THARP has brought into being. Ballets that show us once again the incredible scope of ABT's dancers, while reaffirming the unique power of dance to speak to us clearly and insistently without uttering a single word. Thank you for being here and joining me for Behind the Ballet.